This program is brought to you by Fortune Financial Group. Coming up on the Financial Safari, Coach Pete talks with Donna Mason about why he helps people prepare for retirement. Followed by your local trusted advisor, Chris Scalese, talking about CDs for safe money. And later, Coach Pete is joined by the author of A Better Money Method, Terry Laxton.
Hi, this is Coach Pete, and if you've got questions about how to safely and properly allocate your investments, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Financial Safari.
Broadcasting from coast to coast, it's the Financial Safari with your host, Coach Pete D'Arruda. Coach Pete and his guests are some of the nation's top financial professionals. They make it their mission to guide investors through the treacherous jungle of the financial world, showing them how to grow, keep, and leave their money for their loved ones. So stick around and find out how to make it through the jungle of the financial world on the Financial Safari.
Hi, I'm Chris Scalese, president of Fortune Financial Group. I've been helping retirees and pre-retirees in Northeast Pennsylvania for over 20 years plan for a safe and a secure retirement. If you'd like to learn more about how you too could have a safe and secure retirement, just call the number on the screen and I'd look forward to meeting with you.
Talk to one of our local experts, and we have a special offer for you on today's show. Call in the next 30 minutes, and we're going to custom design for you an easy-to-understand financial review that will indicate if you're in need of a full-blown financial plan. There's no obligation or cost for this initial review for all callers who have at least $200,000 saved for retirement. If you meet those qualifications, here's what you can expect. First, we'll run a fee report to help you untangle what it's costing you to work with your current planner or advisor. We'll show you how to protect your investments and keep more of your money in your accounts. Next, we'll perform a tax analysis to show you how you could possibly be reducing your taxes and increase your cash flow. And finally, we'll create a customized lifetime income plan using proven strategies and techniques that could turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we'll take the guesswork out of financial planning for you. So, for all callers who call in the next 30 minutes, a comprehensive financial review that we're offering with no obligation. Just call the number below right now.
This is the Financial Safari. Walter Storholt here with you, and I'm joined by Coach Pete D'Arruda. And I'll tell you what, Coach, it seems like a lot of investors and the people that we talk to here on the Financial Safari seem to be under the impression that they have to be in the stock market, that their retirement funds have to be exposed to the market in order to get any kind of return, that it's inevitable, basically. But is that necessarily the case?
Well, that's concerning to me, and I don't know why people think that. I mean, when the market's going up, great. Yeah, everyone's got a great retirement if they have the money in the stock market when the market's going up. But ask yourself this question: does the market always go up?
That's an easy answer. No.
No. And, on average, now not linear. If it was linear, we'd all be multi-trillionaires. But on average, every 4.5 years, we have a bear market cycle. Now, what's a bear market cycle, you're asking? That's 20% or more down in the market. And, what we've seen, unfortunately, in the past is it doesn't stop at 20, does it? 30, 40. We've had 48, 49, 50% loss in portfolio values that we've seen.
Wow.
People when they come in, when we sit there and analyze their portfolio. My question always is, were you talking to your planner about this? Did you know how much risk your planner had you in? And the response I get is, well, when the market was going up, we really weren't paying that much attention to it because everything was fine. But is everything really fine when it can crumble at any minute?
No, I wouldn't say it is.
My brothers and I used to build sandcastles at the beach, and we'd make the mistake of building them when the tide went out. And we'd build these elaborate sandcastles, and then guess what would happen?
The water would come back in at high tide.
So everything was fine when the tide went out. There was great sand to build it in, nice and moist, and built some nice castles, but then the big waves came in and wiped it out. So we did what ants usually do when you knock down their house. We rebuilt. And we rebuilt all day, got a sunburn, and, then went in and had that was great summer vacation. That was the worry in our life, is how many minutes the sandcastle would stay up before it got knocked down. And then, Walt, here's what would happen every now and then. Bullies would arrive and kick it down, And so the bullies in the market are those people that are doing things absolutely on purpose to destroy your portfolio. And you can isolate that in the financial world, though. You can build a moat and a giant wall around money you don't want to lose. And that's in the form of safe income planning. And you need to ask yourself, what action steps have you taken this week to ensure that your retirement will not go away, to ensure that the retirement you deserve? I mean, if we work all our life and we save money, the worst thing to happen is to have someone come and take that money away or have the market go the other way just when you need the money the most. And you don't have to be like that. And that's why I wrote the book, The 7 Financial Baby Steps. Each step is designed to build that wall a little higher around money you don't want to lose for you. So the only person who can touch that money is you. Vitally important these days, Walt.
What would an acceptable answer be to that question of what financial action steps have you taken right now? What would be an acceptable answer to that?
Well, the answer would be yes, I'm working on it, or yes, I'm looking at it, or I'm being proactive. And if you don't have a workbook and you're not writing down your answers, you're not taking the steps. We can think about things all day long, but thinking doesn't do things. Action does things, Walt. So we can show you in the 7 easy action steps how to protect that portfolio. If you spend a lifetime building, make sure it doesn't go away in a day or two or a week.
I've heard you say before that it's always important to write things down. And folks,
Absolutely.
This is your opportunity to go ahead and write down our website so you can go to financialsafari.com to get more information about the financial world and topics that may be of interest to you and that you may want to take action items on, action steps to accomplishing. All you have to do, again, is go to financialsafari.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Scalese, president of Fortune Financial Group and author of the book, Retirement is a Marathon, Not a Sprint. Thank you for watching today's show, and I'd like to make a special offer for you. Anybody who comes in for a complimentary consultation, I'll also give you a complimentary copy of this very informative book. Just call the number on the screen, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
So I get to spend some time with you today, which I think is really good. One of the things I wanted to ask you is, how long have you been doing this? I mean, helping people retire safely.
I get that question a lot, Donna. My boyish good looks fool people. 21 years.
Not while I have a
21 years.
mouthful of coffee.
21 years.
Really?
And yeah, it's been fun. I mean, it doesn't seem like 21 years because when I come to work, it's like I'm playing. I mean, this is fun for me. And anyone who's ever had it, and when I was in college, I worked some of those jobs which I hated, and I had to go to make money to pay for the books and pay for the tuition. But anyone who's ever had a job that they look forward to going to doesn't look at it as a job. They look at it as a hobby almost. And that's what it is for me. The money world is a hobby.
Well, you didn't just start doing this. What got you into it?
Yeah, well, I started right out of college as a mortgage professional. And for 3.5 years, I helped people get mortgages for their houses. And this was a long time ago, Donna. This was back in 1988. This was before all the bad stuff started happening in the mortgage world. But I mean, it was okay, but a lot of people needed a lot more help than the mortgages, because when I would sit down with them and we'd go through their finances, which you had to do to get a mortgage, you had to have good finances and good
Right.
credit. So many people didn't have a retirement plan or didn't have any rhyme or reason to why they were putting money where they were. So I've decided to get licensed and designations for the financial planning sector. And it's been the best thing ever because a lot of people need help because they never teach us that in school.
Well, pensions are a thing of the past, so we really need folks like you nowadays. But you've been at it, 21 years. So how many changes have you seen in retirement planning over 21 years? I'm sure there's a lot of new stuff that wasn't out there then.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of ebbs and flows. You know, on average, every 4.5 to 5 years is a bear market cycle. And a bear market cycle is 20% or more down in the market. So I've seen ups and downs. I've seen people get all excited about the stock market. Remember the roaring 90s when, they did experiments, and they had a monkey with a dart, and he threw darts against a wall which had all stock names, and wherever it landed, they basically put him against the money managers, and the monkeys would win sometimes. It was so easy to pick stocks, and it still is these days if you make the right pick. But unfortunately, many people don't make the right pick, and the stock market goes the other way. They lose a lot of money. And Donna, that's okay if it's money you can afford to lose, but everyone has some money they can't afford to lose, and that's retirement money. And a lot of people were taking their retirement money in the 90s and throwing it into the market because it was so easy to make money then, supposedly. And some people still lost money then. But when the market went the other way, retirements were wiped out. And so it's not good.
I don't think I have any money that I want to lose. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of us really want to be safe, and we want to have investments that are going somewhere and not just at 1% at a time.
Yeah. Well, and I've lost my own money, so I've learned from my mistakes, and I want to tell everyone about that when I meet with them. When I see someone who's 100% at risk, I tell them the story about me, who was making a lot of money in the late 90s, margining, going on margin, taking money that wasn't mine, borrowing and going into the market. That's called margin. When you borrow money from the broker and put it into the market, like going to Vegas and borrowing money from the casino and put it on the table. If you lose a lot more than you started with. And that happened to a lot of people. It happened to me. And that's why too many people are not really informed these days about what they really should be doing. Because when the market goes up, no one really looks at logic anymore. Greed takes over, and the euphoria of watching the roll go. You ever go to Vegas, you see the craps table. That's where they throw the dice. And when a guy or gal gets on a roll, the table gets all excited. People start cheering, and money gets thrown on the table. More and more money, more and more dice rolls. Eventually, Donna, what happens?
You lose.
A 7 comes up, and all the money goes away. And that's what I want to prevent with a lot of people out there. They don't need to be taking risks with money they can't afford to lose. Nothing wrong with taking some risk. As you get older, though, peel some money off the risk table, put it into your pocket. No one touches it in your pocket but you, and that's called safe money.
Well, good. Thanks for spending time with me and explaining all of that today. Here's to you.
Donna, here's to you. Hi, folks. So glad you were able to join us here on the Financial Safari. If you feel you missed anything or want to see things again, you can visit us anytime at financialsafari.tv. When you go there, you can also download a chapter of my newest book, The 7 Baby Steps, as well as qualify for a retirement power pack to make sure you get informed properly. Again, financialsafari.tv.
Still to come on the Financial Safari, your local trusted advisor, Chris Scalese, talking about CDs for safe money. And later, Coach Pete talks with the author of A Better Money Method, Terry Laxton. And now, Coach Pete has a special offer just for you.
Hi, I'm Chris Scalese, President of Fortune Financial Group. I've been helping retirees and pre-retirees in Northeast Pennsylvania for over 20 years plan for a safe and a secure retirement. If you'd like to learn more about how you too could have a safe and secure retirement, just call the number on the screen and I'd look forward to meeting with you.
How can I find out if fees are being taken out of my retirement nest egg? This is a question many people ask, many people are worried about, because any fee that comes out is less that grows for you. Many times it doesn't matter to folks if they're just saving away for retirement. But once you get close to retirement, every single penny matters. And if the penny's just coming in and going right back out in the form of a fee you don't know about, that's a waste of money. Have you ever gone to a horse race and watched the horses go around the track? You always look at the jockeys. What if you went to a horse race and there was one jockey that weighed 200 pounds more than the others? Would you bet on that horse? If you could bet on it finishing last, that'd probably be a better bet than it finishing first. If you have a lot of fees coming out of your financial portfolio, it's just like that horse with a big jockey. It's going slower than it should. It's building slower than it should, if building at all. So you have to be very careful, especially if you have a 401k. Many 401ks can have a lot of hidden fees existing in there, so you need to identify them. The question most people have is, how can I find out if I'm paying too much in fees? You need to have a forensic financial analysis done. Now, forensics has been done in the criminal world forever, and it's going back and looking at what's going on in your portfolio. Forensic financial analysis can help you identify hidden fees, expenses, commissions that are coming out of your account, your 401ks, 403bs, even your TSPs, making sure that every single penny you have is working for you. So you have to ask yourself, whose retirement are you really funding, yours or your broker's? And if you're putting money aside for your children or grandchildren, whose college education are you really funding, your children's or your broker's children? So it's vitally important that you have a forensic financial analysis done and you identify these hidden fees, expenses, and commissions. Then you'll have peace of mind to get you to and through retirement. Hey, it's Coach Pete again. This is the time of the show where we check in with your local trusted advisor.
Hi, I'm Chris Scalese, President of Fortune Financial Group, serving all the retirement needs of Northeast Pennsylvania.
And today's question is a common one. It evolves around CDs at the bank. And the question is, if people are looking for safe money, are CDs at the bank a good place for that money?
Well, Coach, if you look up the word investment in the dictionary, it's really defined as the opportunity for growth. And in this low interest rate environment that we're living in, there really is no opportunity for growth with CDs. In fact, the average 5-year CD is paying less than 1%. Can you imagine that? So CDs should still be part of a diversified portfolio and used as that emergency fund that everybody needs, but they're definitely not a growth vehicle right now.
So if CDs aren't the ultimate place for your investment, where is a good place for money that people want to continue to have in a safe place but have some good growth?
So if you're still looking for guarantees with the opportunity for growth, there's two places to look. You could look at the U.S. government with their Treasury securities, or you could look at insurance companies with their fixed annuities. Both of these avenues will still give you the opportunity for growth while keeping your principal safe.
And as always, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you very much for sharing that insight.
My pleasure, Pete. Thanks for having me.
Talk to one of our local experts, and we have a special offer for you on today's show. Call in the next 30 minutes, and we're going to custom design for you an easy-to-understand financial review that will indicate if you're in need of a full-blown financial plan. There's no obligation or cost for this initial review for all callers who have at least $200,000 saved for retirement. If you meet those qualifications, here's what you can expect. First, we'll run a fee report to help you untangle what it's costing you to work with your current planner or advisor. We'll show you how to protect your investments and keep more of your money in your accounts. Next, we'll perform a tax analysis to show you how you could possibly be reducing your taxes and increase your cash flow. And finally, we'll create a customized lifetime income plan using proven strategies and techniques that could turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we'll take the guesswork out of financial planning for you. So, for all callers who call in the next 30 minutes, a comprehensive financial review that we're offering with no obligation. Just call the number below right now.
Coming up on the Financial Safari, Coach Pete is joined by the author of A Better Money Method, Terry Laxton, and a special message from your local trusted advisor, Chris Scalese.
Welcome back into the Financial Safari. This week we have a special guest. He's joining us from Washington State. His name is Terry Laxton, and the name of his book is The Better Money Method, A Better Idea for Retirement. Terry, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Now, when I interview authors, first of all, I like to ask them what caused them to write the book, and then what kind of feedback they've received. And so, Terry, let's start from the beginning. What caused you to write this book?
I wrote the book because I've been using the concepts in the book for many, many years with wealthy people. And I felt that there were a lot of books on the subject, but they were all in what I call geek speak, and none of them really complete. And so I wanted to write something the average American could understand that completely explained IRAs, 401ks, where they came from, how they actually work, what the positive alternatives to them are in a language they could understand.
All right, let's talk about now. You feature a couple case studies in your book. One's the story of Ted and Alice Good, and the other's the story of Bob Betteroff. Now, let's talk about Ted and Alice Good first. Explain why you wrote this case study and tell folks what it's about.
Well, basically, that part of it describes what people are normally doing. In other words, as I kind of refer in the book, an awful lot of people just go by default. They go, they start a job, they go to HR, they're told to get a 401k, et cetera, and they do that with, no real research or forethought because everybody else is doing it. And so that's why I wrote that, because people end up with pitfalls in their life. For example, I recently read an article about how many people are being forced to pull money out of 401ks right now and pay the penalties and taxes because they've got emergencies or so forth with the economy. And so that's why I wrote that first part, is to kind of go through a life cycle of what an average American could end up with by just following the default settings, if you will.
Following the herd, in other words.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that just because that's what everyone else is doing, but no real rhyme or reason other than that, correct?
Exactly. That's what I've seen over and over. And in fact, I can't recall. I think a place in the book I referred to it as lemmings going over a cliff.
Yeah, we've all seen that picture mentally, and I've even seen the picture really drawn out before. And you've been in the financial world about 30 years now, so you're not a novice when you talk about case studies and what you've seen before, correct?
Right.
Well, let's talk about retirement. In retirement planning, do you feel people overlook the punishment taxes are going to play on that? And also, do they overlook the benefit of putting together a true income plan right now, and especially one that could have some tax-free income in the future?
Yeah, and everybody, I think, and I don't mean to say everybody because that's a bad thing to say, but the large majority of the public realizes taxes are going to go up. I think the large majority of the public realizes there's a lot of volatility in the market. And if you look at where I describe the evolution of IRAs and 401ks, we have a short memory. That all came from the volatility in the market in the late 60s, early 70s. And then we had a very strange scenario in the economy where the government essentially put together the 401 or the IRA to start with, and then Wall Street liked that inflow of cash. So then we did some more negotiating, and we come up with the 401k, at which point everybody's money goes into Wall Street that's working, and that's simultaneous with the baby boomers reaching their maximum earning age. The employers get rid of the defined benefit plan. All this money goes into the market, which is more money than had been in the market. So then we get the boom of the 80s and 90s, which was artificial because of all this money going in my opinion. And I'm seeing more and more writers agree with that now. So that precipitates the crash we get in the early 2000s and the second one we get. And I think people are still thinking, well, maybe that will come back. And if you look at it demographically, there is no reason to believe that big boom will come back. And so people need to take a harder look at how they're planning. They need to take a harder look at what's a realistic rate of return. And when you can beat the IRAs and the 401ks with a truly tax-free investment, that's obviously got a whole bunch of upside benefits to the clients.
Absolutely. And folks, his name is Terry Waxton. The name of the book is The Better Money Method, A Better Idea for Retirement. If you joined us late or want to hear more about this and other interviews, visit our website, financialsafari.com. Terry, it's been our pleasure having you on, and I hope to have you on again in the future.
All right. Well, appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you. And folks, we'll be right back after this.
Talk to one of our local experts, and we have a special offer for you on today's show. Call in the next 30 minutes, and we're going to custom design for you an easy-to-understand financial review that will indicate if you're in need of a full-blown financial plan. There's no obligation or cost for this initial review for all callers who have at least $200,000 saved for retirement. If you meet those qualifications, here's what you can expect. First, we'll run a fee report to help you untangle what it's costing you to work with your current planner or advisor. We'll show you how to protect your investments and keep more of your money in your accounts. Next, we'll perform a tax analysis to show you how you could possibly be reducing your taxes and increase your cash flow. And finally, we'll create a customized lifetime income plan using proven strategies and techniques that could turbocharge your retirement income. In short, we'll take the guesswork out of financial planning for you. So, for all callers who call in the next 30 minutes, a comprehensive financial review that we're offering with no obligation. Just call the number below right now.
Hi, I'm Chris Scalese, President of Fortune Financial Group. Thank you for watching today's show, and I hope you got a lot of valuable information when it comes to your retirement planning. If you'd like more information or to find out how anything we talked about today could help you specifically, I invite you to come in for a complimentary consultation. Just call the number on the screen, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Information provided is for illustrative purposes only and does not constitute investment, tax, or legal advice. Information has been obtained from sources that are deemed to be reliable, but their accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. Neither Peter J. Deruta or his guests are liable for the usage of information discussed. Always consult with a qualified investment, legal, or tax professional before taking any action. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Individuals should thoroughly review the contract for specific details of the product features and costs. Income payments and withdrawals from deferred annuities are generally taxable as ordinary income in the year they are taken.
Hi, folks. So glad you were able to join us here on the Financial Safari. If you feel you missed anything or want to see things again, you can visit us anytime at financialsafari.tv. When you go there, you can also download a chapter of my newest book, The 7 Baby Steps, as well as qualify for a retirement power pack to make sure you get informed properly. Again, financialsafari.tv.